Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to talk about the dog fight that was Jared Big Baby Anderson versus Martin Bakole. And guys, that was one hell of a fight. That was easily the most entertaining fight of the night in terms of action and excitement. These two went to war, and we, the fans, we were the biggest winners from it. But yes guys, I was wrong. I did pick Jared Anderson to win by decision. I really thought that his speed would be too much for Bakole, and I thought he'd improve defensively, even just a little bit. But, I was dead wrong on that, and honestly, it's disappointing. Jared Anderson is a very talented, very skilled young fighter, but he seems to have hit a plateau. I don't know what it is, but I'm thinking it's probably because he doesn't have that passion, that fire that is required to be at the top level of the sport. But nevertheless, he has not improved his defense whatsoever. He still makes the same mistakes, and he still pulls back to avoid punches rather than slip to the side or to pivot out, etc. But getting back to the fight, off rip, you could really see the difference in their demeanor. Bakole walked in and was introduced first, and he looked locked in. He was hyping himself up for battle. Anderson, on the other hand, he did look a little nervous to me. He looked like he was trying to contain his nerves, his anxiety. On the surface, he looked calm, but I saw in his eyes he was quite nervous. I noticed because, I've dealt with it myself before, so I really know that look. But the bell rings, and, Jared did his thing. He took control of the first round and was in control for 95% of the round. He was jabbing, throwing his shots, and he was landing. He looked quick, he looked athletic, and he looked comfortable in there. The problem was Bakole was just looking at him like he was food. He was tanking everything, and he didn't seem fazed at all. He had his guns holstered for most of the round. He took the patient approach, no doubt trying to figure out Jared's, tendencies and capabilities and whatnot. And when he thought he had a clean look, he took the shot and bam, it landed. Big Baby was visibly buzzed, and in comes another two-piece from Bakole, and down goes Anderson. What a turn of events, guys. I was expecting Anderson to be hurt in this fight, maybe even get knocked down, and I did mention this in the prediction video. But to be hurt in the fight this early from the punches that Bakole actually threw, the first couple punches, I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie. But I think Bakole's inactivity actually helped him, because Jared couldn't get a read on him. Jared couldn't feel his speed or power, and he didn't know what he was going to do next. Bakole didn't give Jared anything to analyze until the final seconds of the round, where he obviously caught Anderson by surprise and blitzed him for the knockdown. But, in the second round, Big Baby came out firing. It looked as though his goal for the round was to establish his power, to earn Bakole's respect, and to show that he wasn't deterred by that knockdown. Oh, and he also invested in that body. He ripped Bakole's midsection in the round, man. I really like that. It was the smart thing to do. So, he came out strong, ready for the smoke. He planted his feet and threw with some vigor. He landed some that, did have minimal visible effects on Bakole, but, it just didn't move the needle. Bakole ate those no problem, and he threw back. The fight quickly turned into a slugfest, with both men taking proper damage, and this type of fighting went on until around round 4, where they would go toe to toe, taking hits from one another. But the difference was Anderson was actually getting hurt. He was hurt several times in round 3 specifically, but the dog that he is, he fought back, he kept going, and really thought that he actually could put Bakole down. He thought that. You could see it. One doesn't fight back like that without believing they're actually causing damage. I myself personally thought that if he could somehow withstand the battering Bakole was giving him, and he could keep up his punches, I thought eventually he would, somehow chip away at Bakole and, eventually hurt him or even drop him. Because, honestly, I thought Jared Anderson's body shots were sapping Bakole's energy, slowly but surely. He was slowing down a tad bit by the 4th, but what I thought really motivated him and gave him the energy to keep going was seeing Jared's head get bounced around, man. He saw he just needed to push a little bit further, and he should get Anderson out of there. And you know what? He was right. Bakole kept on going. He kept the pressure up, swarming Anderson, and he snuck in an effortless left uppercut. that Anderson had no idea was coming. Hell, even me. When I was watching it, I do not know what happened, yo. I just saw Big Baby down and I was so confused. That shot spun Big Baby's head around. Like, around. It snapped his neck. It looked a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie. But the scary thing about it, really, is that he threw it without any leverage. That was just his natural brute strength. And, you know, Anderson, he had his face down on the canvas. Somehow managed to beat the count just to get put on his ass again by multiple straight rights. Got up again, and finally, the merciful ref ended the fight, saving Big Baby from any more punishment. And just like that, Bakole has pulled off the upset, which to most of y'all, it seems, wasn't even an upset, but the odds does say it's an upset. And wow, you know, that was basically the fight. And, you know, big up Martin Bakole. This guy is a literal beast. He's a monster in there. I think he established himself as a surefire top 10 heavyweight right now. He dominated the man who was touted as the next great American heavyweight. He killed the Anderson hype. He put a stop to all that, and he propelled himself to a legitimate contender status while doing so. He's a tough out against anybody. I don't care if you're Usyk, and you guys know I love Usyk, or if you're AJ, or if you're Tyson Fury. He is not an easy out. The dude is tough as nails, and he got bricks for fists, man. He's big as hell and he's long as hell, but he actually has good technique and high enough IQ. His hands are deceptively fast, and he can take a beating too. So, as for what's next, I do echo everyone else who say they want to see him versus Zhilei Zhang. Them two big boys would give us another war, man. That would be a scintillating fight. I wouldn't mind him versus the other big baby, Jarrell Miller, either. Those two fights would be fireworks. But we can't forget the Joseph Parkers of the world, the Ajit Caballels of the world. I don't think those fights would be as exciting, but them guys, they deserve the big fights as well. So I wouldn't mind seeing those fights get made either. As for Jared Big Baby Anderson, man, I'm disappointed. I like Big Baby a lot, and I was hoping for the best for him, and I was really hoping that he would improve on his defense, but you know, he didn't, and he paid the price in this fight. And you know what, the defense was a big issue, no doubt about it, but another issue that I thought was his in-fight discipline. He lacked it this fight big time. He should not have fought like that. He had no business banging it out with that Goliath. He felt the power in the first round, but he still went back for more. You know, some could say he a dog. I mean, he is, but some could also say that was stupid, which also is right in my opinion. The way I saw this fight going was that he'd box smart, like actually box Bakole instead of fighting him. I thought he'd use his legs, go in and out, you know, more lateral movement, and use his quick hands to his advantage. I thought he would fight his fight, not Bakole's, but damn, was I wrong. So, you know, discipline needs to be added to the list of things he needs to improve on if he wants to continue this boxing journey. But you know, I gave my constructive criticism. I think it's only right I give him credit as well, because it wasn't all bad. You know, I saw a lot of things I like as well. You know, his doggedness being one of them. Dude is a fighter's fighter. He needs to harness that and control when it comes out. It will serve him well in the future. Another thing is his heart and will. He is a warrior, guys. You need to nail him on the canvas if you want to stop him. He was getting battered and he kept getting up for more. These are inner traits, guys. These are fundamental characteristics of a person that you just can't teach. I also liked, you know, his self-awareness. In his post-fight interview, he owned up to everything right away. He admitted his wrongs and mistakes and made no excuses. That tells me that, you know, he should improve. Some people may have a problem with how he sounded after his first loss, but to me, I saw a 24-year-old who knows he just got a valuable learning experience, who understands that he made mistakes and what he needs to do to fix them for next time. As for what's next for him, I want to see him with Filip Hrgovic or Makhmudov or Frank Sanchez. But honestly, I don't think he needs to be fighting them type of competition just yet. It's been proven that he has some glaring holes in his game, and he should be given the opportunity to correct them against the proper opponents. But yeah, all the credit in the world to these two fighters. They gave us an incredible fight, super engaging, super exciting, full of action, and both came out healthy and in good spirits. So you can't really ask for more, guys. But that's it for me. What do you guys think of the fight? Tell me what's next for Big Baby. Tell me what's next for Bakole. Who do you guys want to see these guys fight next? Please leave it down in the comments down below, and please leave a like and subscribe. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a lovely day. Thank you.